Welcome Terrarians to Arterria. I'm CheesyPaninie.
I'm Khaios, and this is the series where two builders collide to put their creativity to the test.
Each week, Khaios and I will take turns adding to a build to see where it goes. But there's a twist.
We will be restricted on how big the build can be, and we can only place 200 items per play session, plus an option to paint and place wires.
In addition, we won't be able to use pickaxes, hammers, wire cutters, paint scrapers, or empty buckets. In other words, there are no undos.
Stick with us for the 11-episode series and see what kind of glorious or hideous creation we can muster.
Let's get to it. Hey y'all, it's me, CheesyPaninie. First and foremost, here is a list of items I'll be using for my turn of the build. I wanted to choose items that were easy to work with, so I picked a bunch of glass, Martian, and gem spark blocks, and then one kind of block that was going to be an eyesore, which was the coral stone blocks. We're allowed to use mods, so I used the cheat sheet mod to get my items, and I also used it to light up the map occasionally when it gets dark at night. And here I am surveilling the area, checking out the nooks and crannies of the place. Khaios made the canvas, so I have no idea what this place looked like before I started. So yeah, first things first, I wanted to do something with coral stone blocks. I was hanging out in one of the Terraria Discord servers and we were talking about how coral stones are absolutely difficult to build with because you can't even merge it with any other blocks aside from dirt blocks. So I thought of adding it to this challenge to see if Khaios would do something with it. So yeah, that small portion of coral stone blocks are my foil of sorts. Now, I'm doing this one build I planned to do from the start. I wanted something that looked kind of futuristic, like maybe a spaceship. There's just plenty of good materials that can make something futuristic. And I would be lying if I said I wasn't partially inspired by the Harbinger adventure map Khaios did, and I was so stoked to see that he made a developer notes kind of playthrough. I've actually never played the map before, but I was planning to try it out sometime, so it would be a good series to watch later on once I tried the map out. Completely honest, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing over here. I was trying to make some kind of engine room of sorts, but basically I've just been meshing blocks together and hoping and praying that it looks at least a little bit acceptable or interesting, especially since we can't even hammer any of these blocks and we can't remove anything we've already placed, so that's kinda tricky. On this this part of the build, I wanted to make some kind of weapon of sorts, like a ray gun or something, so I decided to place some flame traps and hide them from plain sight with shadow paint so that it doesn't look too awful. And then I just started placing more platforms, and I realized it might not have been the best idea to place them there because now it doesn't look like a ray gun. And then I had the brilliant beyond brilliant idea of plotting a way to trip Khaios up. So I placed some stairs over here where I would like to trick him into going, then activating a logic sensor when he passes by. But I had to be smart about all this because I didn't want him to suddenly just use one of the tools and see the wiring and stuff, so I decided to place some blocks with no real purpose whatsoever just to make the build look as if it was supposed to be there. So yeah, I started making some fancy looking pyramid over there and then made a mistake in placing walls, but since I can't hammer them, I just had to stick to it and make it the same for the other side. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to place logic sensors on both sides, but like I said, I can't remove anything I place. So now I had a problem with the other side also activating the fire gun, and I didn't want it to fire if he ever walked over to that side instead of the other side first. So I thought of blocking that area to make sure that doesn't happen. So yeah, I'm fancying it up over here, making it look like there's nothing to be suspicious about. Fun fact, if you use shadow paint on glass walls, turns out they just make the glass kind of darker but not all the way through. It just looks like it has a tint. Same goes for any Martian block or furniture. It gets painted all black, but the glowy bits still glow, which is kind of nice and interesting unless you legitimately wanted to hide the whole thing. And finally, the trap is set. Just a little bit more embellishment here and there, and I realize it's starting to look less and less like an actual spaceship and more like like one of those weird chips you see inside a computer, which can still be kind of cool maybe? I don't know. So over here I was trying to make some kind of watchtower of sorts, but I wasn't completely sure how to go about it, so I decided to work on the lower part of this abomination I've made before going up again to place more glass on more glass until it looked kind of like a giant bug head, and then I went back down to add more detail and then rinse and repeat. Okay, at this point, I no longer knew what else I could do to this build because it was slowly but surely starting to look nothing like a spaceship. So I decided to look around and see what I could do and saw this floating cloud and thought, hey, maybe I could build something here, and for some reason I thought I'd make some kind of staircase. Now I know you're not supposed to use doors that way, but I just thought it might look interesting. Looks kind of like a wafer, or maybe I was just hungry, I don't know. Now, I had a lot of wiring items and a lot more fire traps, and I wasn't sure where else I could use the fire traps inconspicuously, so I decided I'll just keep these things under this hill over here. I don't know what this place is supposed to lead to. Maybe it leads to the magical fountain of youth or something, which is why I had to have a fancy staircase or whatever. Or maybe it's just some kind of fancy bathroom. At this point, I still had plenty of items and no clue what to do with them, and we never really discussed whether or not we had to use all 2,000 items we bring out, and I could just alt-tab this game and ask Khaios himself, but I was just too lazy to confirm, so I just decided, you know what, I'ma just shove these items wherever and he's never gonna find out. I really should have planned this more precisely. I mean, damn, I bet Khaios is gonna make something super intricate and well planned and I'd just be making shit builds all over the place. Now I died. Wait, hey, that gravestone's not counted to my 2,000 item total, okay? I did not place it voluntarily. It just happened, okay? It does not count. Note to self, do not get too many banners. You're not gonna use them all. Also, don't take too many lanterns because you really won't be able to use them all unless you planned it like you were supposed to, but instead, you decide, hey, I'm just gonna wing it on my first turn. Oh yeah! So I had this brilliant idea yet again to lead him somehow to check out this hill by painting the grass blue and hopefully get curious enough to go inside. So this coral stone block turned from something you might see in the War of Worlds movie to something of a straight-to-DVD War of Worlds Christmas special. I don't know what I'm saying. I swear I'm not drunk. I'm just typing this up at 1:53 a.m. and I just don't want to sleep yet. You might say, hey Panini, why not just place it everywhere? There's a whole plot of land. Well, I would, but I would also like to let Khaios have a space to place his own abominations or masterpieces, which I might just ruin or improve upon with my shenanigans. Oh ho ho. So this little thingy is starting to look like a less of a random thing. Hey, maybe we can just think of them as some kind of forgotten ruins built by aliens and call it a day. That can work, right? I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna assume that's some kind of blue caterpillar with lights, cause you need lights to see in the dark so they can find the leaves to eat. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Whatever. Yeah, that's right, Panini. Paint them all in shadow paint. That will hide the shame. Hide all the shame. And then I ran out of shadow paint, so I'm just using the white paint. I wonder if he'll even see this. Oh, okay, so it glows. He'll definitely see it. Just don't know if he'll actually go in though. Well, that's my turn. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Khaios cooks up in his turn. If you guys are interested in following this series Khaios and I are making, make sure to check out the next episode next Saturday on his channel or follow the playlist we made for the series. Thank you guys so much for watching. For now, I'm just gonna go do my thing and you guys do your thing, and I'll see you guys later. Take it easy, stay cheesy.